Hello learner, greetings of the day. Let's see about OpenGL point function. It is basically about how to display a single point. As we have already seen the basic OpenGL program, this is something like if I have to draw a 2D point, I can display it in two ways. One is directly specifying the vertex. So if at all I want to display a point, how many vertices, minimum vertices I require? For a single point, only one vertex is enough. Right? So for a single point, only one vertex is enough. So here, if I have to display a 2D point or a 3D point, I require x coordinate, y coordinate, it's for 2D. And if I have to display a 3D point, I require one more extra, x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinates. So here there are two ways, as I already said. One way is directly displaying a coordinates using GL vertex function. So GL vertex followed by 2f here, followed by 2f here, and if I specify 2f, directly x coordinate and y coordinate I need to mention, and the f represents floating point values. If at all I have to display a 3D vertex, so it will be 3f, GL vertex 3f, 3 represents 3D, f represents floating point values, wherein the three parameters you need to pass for this function, that is x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate. So that is one way of directly displaying the vertex or a single point. So remember, the constant is OpenGL constant here that you need to specify as GL underscore points, which represents the primitive. So here let me just tell you the next way or the other way of displaying a point. Yes. So as I already said, this is case 1. This is direct way of representing point, and you can just see here 3 points are displayed. So which are those 3 points? The first point representing the coordinate 50, 100, second point 75, 150, third point is 100, 200. Total 3 vertices I am displaying where the primitive type is GL underscore point. So this is the case 1 which I already explained. Now this is case 2 of representing the points. So here you can see the 3 arrays I have defined. So which are the 3 arrays? Point 1, point 2 and point 3. And remember, all these are 2D arrays. So the 3 arrays I have now, I'm going to make use of these 3 arrays to display the point. Again the same GL begin, GL underscore points, the primitive type is points. So 3 points I'm going to display there. But here you can just find out the difference, that is GL vertex 2IV. So what is I representing? I represents the integer data type. Instead of floating type, I'm taking the data type as integer. So 2IV. V represents here the vertex pointer. So what is the vertex pointer? It is a pointer. You can just see the parameter that I'm passing to this is not directly the coordinates, but instead I'm passing the parameter as the array. You can just see for my GL vertex function, I'm passing the parameter, the array 0.1. Instead of directly specifying the coordinates, 0.1 I'm specifying. So what is that array contains? It contains 2 elements. What are those 2 elements? X coordinate and y coordinate 50, 100. So here the pointer that I'm passing, that is V will be directly pointing to the first element in the array, and that element is 50. And then again it will also point, it will increment and point to the next element in the array, that is y coordinate. This is how the vertex or the point will be displayed on the screen. And remember, V is a vertex pointer. Same thing here, the second function also GL vertex. Here also the same vertex pointer is passed, and the array that you are using now, you are passing as a parameter, that is 0.2. For the third one, you are passing the third array as a parameter, that is 0.3. So V is a vertex array. The pointer to the array. So this is how you display the points, and this is our case 2. These are the two ways to display the points. You can just see now there is also one more way, and that third way is not a you may not find much difference there, but only thing is there, it's a 3D point that you are displaying, and you can see x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate. And remember, here I have taken even the negative coordinates. So what is the meaning of negative coordinates? If I take a coordinate system x, y and z, this is a coordinate system, and if I have to represent the negative x coordinates, so it represents this represents the negative x. So what about the negative y? The bottom ways, this represents negative y coordinates, and this is my positive z coordinate, and this is negative z coordinate. This is how we represent the coordinate system. So this is the 3D point that I am representing. So total 2 points are displayed on the screen. Next we will see about the line, how to display line, and also we will see different types of lines that can be displayed on the screen, and what are the corresponding OpenGL functions to display the line. So these are all the basic primitives. We started with the basic primitive point. Now we moved on to the next basic primitive, line. So the first one, let us see, that is GL_lines. Yes, we can just see the case A of displaying lines. So you just concentrate on this case A. We have written a small snippet to draw lines. 2 lines we are displaying now, and you can just see here minimum how many points or vertices are required to display 2 lines. So it is total 4 vertices or 4 points are required to display 2 lines. One is P1, P2 which draws a single line, P3, P4 which draws the second line. So total 2 lines are drawn, and you can just see here in my snippet there is one 5th point, GL vertex P5. See here, for all these GL vertex I have taken vertex V as a pointer. Why? Because I am passing the parameter as an array. P1 is an array, P2 is also an array, and all these arrays contains the coordinates x coordinate and y coordinate. Okay. So it's all 2D lines that I am drawing, and here this 5th point, can you see anywhere the 5th point displayed here in case A? No, there is no 5th point displayed. So whenever you represent the primitive type or the constant as GL_lines, you can see it is expecting only 2 endpoints to draw the line. First 2 endpoints will be taken to draw the first line. Second 2 endpoints will be taken to draw the second line, whereas the last endpoint P5 is left out there. It is not picked up, it is not chosen. Why? Because for drawing the line 2 endpoints are required. So P6, since P6 is missing, this P5 is left alone, so it is not chosen to draw any line. So this is our case A to draw the line. So we will just move on to case B here. So case B here is this, wherein I am going to draw a line strip. So what is line strip here? Line strip is nothing but you start drawing a line from one particular point, continue drawing the line, and you have to continue there. You can end there when you reach the last vertex in the list. So it is something like this. In my list of vertices here, I have total 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Total 5 vertices I have in my list for drawing the line strip. So I can start drawing the line from the very first point, that is P1. Just concentrate on this case B. I can start from point P1, can continue to P2. Yes, one line is drawn. Then my third vertex is P3. You can continue there, P2 to P3, the third line. Sorry, the next line is drawn. Next P3 to P4, in the same order actually the lines are drawn. the line is drawn. Next, the last vertex is P5. So stop when you reach the last vertex. So stop drawing the line there. So this is how the line strip is drawn. Start from the first point and end at the last point. And you can just compare case A with case B. In case A, P5 was not chosen at all to draw the line. But in case B, the last point was chosen to draw the line, because this type of the primitive here is line strip that you are going to draw. So this is my case B of drawing the line. I have now case C, where the third type of line is drawn, and you can just concentrate on this case C, wherein I can start drawing the vertices by choosing the first point P1. Next point is P2, wherein the first line is drawn. Continue drawing. Next, third point is P3, fourth one is P4, fifth one is P5, and then now you can compare case B with case C. The last point P5 will loop back and connect it to the initial point P1. So the first point that you had started with was P1. So the last point you stop it is at P5. So now, since the primitive type or the geometric primitive here that you have chosen is line loop, the last point should be connecting back to the first point that you had started with. So last point will connect back to the initial point to form a closed loop. So a closed loop will be formed. That's the only difference. So P5 connect back to P1. That's how you complete the loop. So B can be compared with C. Since the primitive type is line loop, you don't have to again write here GL vertex 2IV P1 to draw the line, to complete the line loop. So instead, the last point will be connecting back to the first point to close the loop. So these are the three cases that we have to draw the lines. So the first one is GL lines. The case B, the second type is GL line strip, and the third case or the third type is GL line loop. This is how you draw the different types of lines. Now coming to the attributes. We have just discussed about the two types of primitives, that is GL point and GL line. Now next we'll move on to the attributes or the properties of this geometric primitive. Property of the point. What is the property of a single point? It's nothing but every point has a size, and also the point can have color. You can assign color to the point, and also you can have different varying sized points. So how to specify the size of the point? So we have an OpenGL function to specify the size of the different size to the points. So that OpenGL function we will discuss now. Here is a small example to describe the property of point. We can just see here GL underscore points. So it is nothing but the primitive type, the points that I'm going to display, and we can have we can see one extra function over here. It is GL point size. You can see the first point is drawn by calling the function GL vertex, and the coordinate is 50, 100. And next we have the point size there, and the point size is 2. So by default, if you don't specify the point size, by default the point size will be taken as 1. So the very first vertex, GL vertex 2i with the coordinate 50, 100 will have the default size, that is 1. Wherein the next point that I am going to draw, the next vertex that I am going to draw is 75, 150. For this particular vertex, I have set a new color also, and that color is RGB. You can see it is a green color point. It is a green color point for which I am setting the, for this particular point I am setting this color, and for that same point I have also chosen a size, and that size is double that of the first point, and the point size is 2 there. So remember, the first vertex is going to have a size 1, and the second vertex that I'm going to draw has the size double of the first point, and also it has the color, that is you can see it is green color. By default, any object, if see here this point the very first point that I'm drawing has a color here which is set, which is that color set before drawing this vertex. It is red color. So this red color will be chosen for drawing the very first vertex, but this default size for that is 1. Whereas the second vertex that I'm going to draw has the size 2 and the color for that point is green. Now the third point that I'm going to draw, the third vertex that I'm going to draw is going to get a color blue, and the size of that particular point is triple that of the previous point. So it is 3. So 3 points I am displaying by specifying suitable attributes, that is size and color.